Good evening and welcome to oNiD Community Racing, here for our Sunday night worth of racing for the oNiD and QRT Multiclass Team Cup here at Monza. In the comments booth with me, it's not a Tom Toes, and he is stuck at the touring cars. So he can't schedule. I forgive him though. It's Ben Dorama, Ben Myatt, good evening.
Good evening. Yes, it's good to be here. I don't go anywhere, so I'm usually available. Generally, so I'm usually available to step in if cover is needed.
Good.
How can you schedule that which has no life?
Oh, that went dark very quickly. Thanks very much for this Italian round of the championship. We've only got this round and 2 more rounds to go before the end of season 2, and things are looking.
Forget which round it was.
I did for a minute.
It's the 6th round, eh?
It's 6th round. Yes, this one and 2 more to go.
We run 8-week seasons. Never mind. Anyway,
I didn't forget, Ben. Come on, off your high horse. That's enough. Dear God, let's go live to the circuits. Qualifying is underway as Nick Randers is currently out setting his fast lap. Will be the first car to set a fast lap. We all stick with him as he goes down through underneath the old circuit.
Yep, coming under the old banking there down to the Ascari chicane. Takes a fair chunk of those raised curbs, unsettles the Porsche bits, but keeps it quite neat on the exits, which will do well for him.
Absolutely. Good evening, by the way, Ben, Haribo, Peter, Petter, and Vala. Good evening. Thank you very much for dropping by. Pleasure to see you. Welcome to tonight's stream. GT3 is out at the minute for the first 15 minutes of this qualifying session, and the final 15 minutes will be for the GT4s. They'll be able to show off and try and see who can set the fastest lap for that class. At the minute, however, Nick Commanders goes to the top of the timing screens and is immediately
supplanted by Granes in the Honda.
Oh, bit of cheeky slipstream there from the Porsche head. Only 0.017 in it though, because Kurbanov gets to the line and splits them.
Yeah, I did see that NSX lurking behind the Porsche, and I was wondering if he was getting himself pulled along.
Indeed, but Manders, the 989 Porsche, dropping down to 5th, 1.2 seconds off the pace. But the Honda looking good in the early outsets of this qualifying session. Ben, do tell us, what is the ballast for these cars at the minute?
Let's have a quick look. Right, the Honda is on minus 33 kilograms, which will make a very big difference around a very powerful power circuit like Monza. The Porsche is on minus 1 kilogram. So basically that can be whatever balance performance change has been done for the Porsche can be undone by whether or not the drivers had an especially heavy lunch.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. So, can you see the rear bumper of that Porsche? Can you see what it reads?
Yes. That was a big twitch from Granis there in the Honda. We have a no racing rule in qualifying, so surely there's only going to be so much Granis can take from the Porsche here, because he's not allowed to sling it past and go off on his own, really.
Absolutely. Can't race during quali. We do actively say please don't race each other. It's not a race, it's qualifying session. Find some space, but David potentially finding use of the slipstream here, but he does back out of the lap. Behind them, cars are improving. Angelo gets up to 4th and does improve on that one. I think we will have Jadubal for F&M as well, about to improve. 0.7 of a second up on his time, so this may see him up into 6th. It does indeed.
Both F&M McLarens running line abreast there, with very 8 thousandths between them.
Yeah, pretty much. That's nip and tuck with Formato and Honda.
That's the length of the first part of the bonnet, really, between them, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Have a look at one of the McLaren. The McLaren has plus 10 kilograms on it as well.
That's going to hurt him a little bit, but it does like the corners. It will go through the corners relatively quicker, especially at high speed.
Yeah, Curva Grande is going to help it.
Yeah,
breaking into the chicanes, it's going to help.
Yes, absolutely.
And those are your big attacking spots.
We'll see what they can do. At the minute, easy midfield battle for them. They'll hopefully try and improve in due course, as they do. As Timothy is immediately back on the lap. It is setting a personal best.
Wide out of Lesmer number 2 there.
Still valid though. Game is still allowing the time.
If I recall correctly, so long as you're on that brown strip, you're still considered as inbounds.
Yeah.
Which feels slightly self-defeating in terms of track limits, but as cars have gotten wider and wider,
yeah, it's
everyone's had to adapt slightly. It's either that you keep widening, and eventually you just have a big strip of tarmac.
No, absolutely. So Kerbalov comes to the line, does improve his pole position time. It was a 1:47 dead, down to the millisecond. It's now 1:46.852. Jadbull, we were just following, is still improving by about 0.4 of a second. So Miss may see him jump up to 4th, 5th, 4th. There we go. Again, the second placed F&M driver as it stands. Who else is improving? Let's go down to Buckley actually. Christian Buckley from Fridays Motorsport in the Zebra Aston, as I like to call it.
That is very zebra-y.
It is very zebra. It's almost a camouflage livery. We've got nothing to hide in that Aston. It's the old generation now. The new one's out. Not on the game yet, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure no one's looking for aero secrets on the Aston Martin at this point.
Good evening, lads. Unfortunately, couldn't make it tonight, so not fast. McLaren in the front tonight, but my teammate is racing, so good luck to him. Who in the world is that? It's lovely to have you. Thank you for dropping by, whoever you are, but I just cannot add one-on-one together to make out who you are. Twitch names are slightly elusive to me, but thank you for it. I'm presuming it might be one of the F&M drivers. Hoffman's. Of course. Good evening. I'll try and remember that for next time. Thank you for
You won't remember it for next time.
I won't remember it for next time. Full disclosure. I'm lying.
He'll try, but he won't.
Hey, A star for effort, okay? That's what counts. Most of the time, anyway. About 5.5 minutes left of the GT3 qualifying. At the minute, Kerbenov leading the way by 0.4 of a second to Ivanov, Grains, Formato, Jalabal, Angelo, High, Buckley, Manders. Correction, High Vest, Buckley, Manders. Usalan, Lipozentic, Petr Janilek, Hubbard, and Grush. Currently, your order for the GT3. Grush yet to set a lap time, still sitting in the pits.
Let me have a quick check of something on that one.
I wonder.
Yeah, I've got to wonder if. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I wonder if Manders is starting to get annoyed that everyone's just trying to use his car as a air brake.
Kerber console line doesn't improve, or it does actually improve, very marginally. New fastest lap for him, second to fourth, separated by 0.02 of a second. There's nothing between those two guys. Not even a length of a bonnet. Maybe a length of a wheel arch potentially.
Right, nothing on the list from the qualifying bands for Grush there, so it's
keep an eye on
so
that.
I wonder if he's just not been able to get out for some reason. We do have a rule that every driver has to attempt to set the episode flat.
Yes, they do, absolutely. For now, he's not doing anything.
He's only
got
a couple of minutes left to get out. Unless he heads out now, he's going to run out of time to set a lap.
You might get a bit of a finger wag from the stewards.
I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't. I suspect that's probably a good reason he sat in the pits.
Yes,
but,
I say finger wag. It may raise an eyebrow and a question, and then potentially finger wag if he doesn't come back with a suitable answer. But
does the multi-class in ACC sort the cars by class? Because if it puts him at the back of the GT4s, that's going to be a cat amongst the pigeon times, isn't it?
It will put him behind the GT4s.
That's going to be entertaining for everyone.
Yes, it is indeed.
Grush does have a quali ban.
Oh, he does.
That's just not on the list that I'd seen there.
Got you. So Grush will stay put.
So he is going to be behind the GT4s and have to work his way through.
Now, David Grain's improving here by about 1/10 of a second currently. He'll come to the line. It will be P2. Gets that a little bit closer to Kerbenov. But finds a little bit of time in that very light Honda.
So much weight taken off it, that car.
40, minus 40.
Not a particularly heavy car in the first place.
No, it's not. That's
balance of performance is always an ongoing battle for anyone trying to set it.
Mm-hmm.
So, presumably they feel it needs it to make up for a power deficit, especially around here.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You're excused. I'll see what you can do with that ballast. Well, at the minute he's P2, he's doing quite good. And this current lap looks mighty quick, even, dare I say, quick enough for pole position. However, compared to Kerbenov's current time, he is purple as it stands. David Grains in second in that Honda has just gone purple officially with the live Delta, and they're trading lap times as it stands.
that Ferrari has been one of the cars to beat for quite some time, as I recall. I haven't commented on ACC for a long time, but the Ferrari has always seemed to be very much the car of choice for a lot of people.
It has been. It
We,
is. If
and
you
we all know
drove it,
how ACC drivers like to chase the meta.
yes, indeed. New fastest lap time for Kerbanov, 146.6. Behind him, who's on the very edge of going purple, but might have just lost time going a little bit wide through the Curva Grande. Indeed he did. Loses 0.2 of a second in that final turn. If he kept it clean, it would have been good enough for
It
pole
looked
position.
like he backed out before he crossed the line there.
Just a little bit. And that's his qualifying over. He's not going to be able to improve. Just looking up and down on my timing screen, just trying to work out who's where. Everyone currently has seen the start-finish line before the 15 minutes. All the GT3s are on valid laps.
I wonder if Granice just didn't have enough fuel for another lap there.
I do wonder. I do ponder and wonder.
It's been, looking at the pattern, it's been like maybe one, maybe two fast flyers from him and then back to pits to refuel.
Yeah, I reckon. I think so.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to get out on time for another one.
No, he's not. He's not in the slightest. So, shame for Grains. He will start P2 at best. We'll await Genlek to come to the line because he will actually cross the line in time to start another P. So if he chooses to do so, he doesn't. So that's his qualifying session over. Who's going to be
He
next?
backed off slightly before the line as well.
Yeah, who's next across the line? It's Ralph Vess. Goes to the pits. He says, no, I'm not improving. I'm just going to go back to the pits and call it quits. GT4s are now coming out on circuits. We'll jump to those guys in a second. Just keep an eye on who's doing what as it stands.
Very wide from high there. Yeah, he's bailed it.
Bailed. I think all these guys are bailing. Yeah, Elmar Kerbal's in the pits. The 989 is going to finish lap. Nope, in the pits for him as well. What's the 423?
Yeah, I think everyone's had the holy order of come back to the pits, haven't they?
Not necessarily, because Van Oosten still is on a valid lap. Did see the start-finish line before the 15 minutes and sneaks an extra position. Ivanov also up on his time as well, up ahead of him. Jadbal also up on his time. These guys can finish the lap if they so choose to do so.
Both cars looking twitchy in the rear end there. I suspect there's some very low downforce setups on the go at the moment.
Indeed, improvements in times for both drivers of Jadbal and Ivanov, but not improvements in position. Your pole sitter is Kerbanov in P1. Grains P2, Ivanov 3, Formato 4th, Jadbal 5th, Angelo 6th, Christian Buckley 7th, Matt High in 8th, Ralph Vest 9th, Van Oosten 10th, Manders 11th, Janet 12th, Lipizenchik 13th, Hubbard 14th, in 15th overall for GT3, but starting behind the GT4s because his qualifying band will be Josh Rush.
That's going to be a very interesting first few laps for him. Because yes, he will be racing, trying to make positions up, but he's going to have a horde of GT4s in their own fight in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be first few laps around here. Everyone's going to be running very closely with each other. Yeah. It's going to be very difficult to clear that pack of GT4s.
It is, absolutely. 10 of them tonight, and we now focus on their qualifying session for the last quarter of an hour. Petter Janlek in chat, I'm struggling so much, my brake pedal is broken. Had to go back to my old pedals. My muscle memory is doing me a disservice.
Oh, that's a fun way to... I mean, to be fair, of all the tracks you're going to have that on, at least Monza has, it's just mostly hard braking.
Yeah, it's on-off. Yeah. Should get away with it. I think you'll be fine. Give you a few laps and a bit of a long race this evening, then you should be alright. It is a 75-minute race, if I remember correctly, or 60-minute race. I can't remember. It's been a while. I was away last weekend.
Look, 60 minutes.
60 minutes. Was I away last weekend? It was a weekend before. 60 minutes.
I have no idea, man.
I lose track. I honestly do. These seasons, I absolutely love doing them, folks. It's a pleasure to bring them to you, but I just do lose track of where I was doing what. As Daniel Tomlinson for oNiD Racing will be the first car to set a lap. Ben, give us a bit of information about the ballast for these GT4 cars.
Right. Well, top three we got there is the Ginettas and the Aston's, the Ginetta has gained the most for this race, which I'm not surprised by. It's a bit long in the tooth as the G55. It's minus 37 kilograms. The every single car is on minus, ranging from minus 35 to the Aston down to minus 2 for the Camaro, except for the AMG, which is on plus 40 kilograms.
Plus 40. Now, bear in mind, folks, even on plus 40 in the practice before we came live, they were leading the timesheets.
Yeah, so that's realistically, that's a 70 kilogram deficit, which is the minus 37 for the, well, no, it's be, what, 72 kilograms? No, 77. Yeah.
Yeah. Insane.
Give or take.
Absolutely insane.
Not quite, probably, I think a bit more, maybe like 70, 75-ish for the from the Ginetta to the AMG.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're on minus and the AMG's on plus 40.
Ugh. This is insane, it really is. Ben Brown Daniel Thompson came to the line first, did a 157.6, immediately pipped by the very heavy Mercedes-Benz of Ben Brown. 157.1, 0.4 of a second.
That's ridiculous. That is a very quick lap.
It is a chunky boy.
It is my GT4 of choice, I will say.
It has the straight line. In corners, it is bulky, but get it on a straight, it's a rocket.
Like the road car, it's a cruiser.
Yeah.
Get your foot down and it will go.
Yeah.
But when the time comes for it to get through a tight space, it's a bit like me trying to get out of a car in a tight car park, to be honest.
I don't.
It's a lot of sideways movement and a bit of squeezing.
It feels offensive for me even to image that of you, bless you. But
You're loving it.
But I am loving it, yes. Oh, you miss me, really. We'll stick with Ben because he is going purple. Incredibly. If he keeps it tidy and valid, it will be a new fastest lap. And into the 156s.
Martin Thorpe up into P2 there, 3/10 off for now, but I suspect that's not going to last.
Thorpe is on a lap and he is improving by 0.3 of a second, but compared to Ben Brown's time, which is going to come across like 156.9, Martin does need to find something a little more out of his lap. He is starting to find it a little bit. He's 0.4 of a second up on his best lap. He needs to find another 10.5, and he does, going through that first left-hander. Can he maintain it through the last part of the lap? Not as it stands.
These are very similar cars underneath the bonnet, but underneath the shell, they're very, very similar, the AMG and the Aston. But the performance difference between them in GT4s is surprisingly large.
Yes, it is indeed. Comes to the line, he will improve. Will Martin? So 157.1, but still needs to go on another lap and find 0.2 of a second, basically. Daniel Tomlinson in third, managing to go back up the order a little bit. He's on a half decent lap. Just behind him, Luke Sherlock's improving as well. He is the car just a bit further behind Daniel Tomlinson on track. However, he is in 21st overall for Luke Sherlock, where Daniel Tomlinson is 16th overall. 8th in class for Luke Sherlock if you're wanting to go by the class standings. But Luke Sherlock has just popped up as an invalidated lap time on my screen, so he won't be able to set a lap this time round. He will get another chance. What's that in chat? Car 230 P1 after turn 2. The P2 sitter, David Grains in GT3. You reckon he's going to lead? Well, we shall see in about 8 minutes' time. Give 8 or 9 minutes' time.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have the obviously with ACC it's rolling starts. You don't have the real jump someone off the line you get from a standing start.
No,
So
exactly.
it's gonna, provided no one drops it and misses their accelerator after the lights go green, it's gonna have a very good chance of getting through that first turns in the lead.
No, I agree. Daniel Tomlinson does improve, however, only improves in time, not position. Stays third for now. Let's jump down the order a little bit, see who else is on a lap. Swinkles is on a lap. He's a very early lap at the minute. He's 0.4 of a second up. So may see him jump up ahead of Luke Sherlock, who is on a lap, ironically, just ahead of Swinkles. Can he keep it valid this time round, however, is the question. Still valid. Even though it looked like he ran wide there, he still kept 2 wheels on the curb. So I think that is the boundary. If you go over the red and white curb, that's it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lot of racing that runs on that rule. So it's and ACC enforces its track limits by itself. You don't have to rely on third parties to eyeball it.
No.
So it will keep people honest.
It will.
And
Absolutely.
you play to what the game, with the exception of when you're told otherwise, you play to what the game allows.
Yeah, absolutely. We will just briefly jump to Ben Brown, who's coming through the last turn. We'll jump back to Luke Sherlock in a few seconds' time, as it's going to be a new fastest lap for Ben Brown, 156.8. What can Luke Sherlock do? Comes to the line. It is P4 in class. Teammate to Ben Brown, finding a bit of time in that Mercedes, even though he's got all that ballast, is able to put it in 4th overall with about half a second off the best lap time. Ben's returned to the pits. And he may get out again just about to set another lap.
Yeah, perhaps a touch low. Yeah, I think he must have been running low on fuel there. Thorpe is in a good position there in the Aston. And he's gone out again. He's going to be coming around on his fast lap soon.
Here's his outlap at the minute. So we'll just await for him to...
Yeah, he's just coming through down into the Parabolica, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
So he's going to have to hope that he doesn't trip over Ben Brown on their way around.
Well, you certainly hope so.
Lovely sound that Aston makes.
It does. It's a beautiful grunt, isn't it?
Trinket, look at all them beautiful GT4s go. GT4 racing, massively underrated.
It is, absolutely. So much so. You just need to see the action that happened at BTCT today with all the feeder series.
Yeah, absolutely.
GT4s, club racing, Porsche Cup. It's been brilliant today. It should have, if you've not seen it on ITV4, you should have done. But it was just amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely great racing up and down. But I suspect we're going to have our own great racing this evening with the way these guys are lining up. I know Monza has a bit of a reputation. I certainly, make jokes about it, but it does provide... It's a great equaliser because the slipstream can give cars behind such a great speed boost, so it leads to great racing.
It does, absolutely. Let's stick with Greg Prescott very briefly, because he was up on his time. I think he's just lost it in the final turn. Comes to the line, it won't be an improvement. Sadly, he'll stay where he is, which is 7th overall, but does get enough time to go for another lap. Ben Brown just starting a new lap. Is he? Timing tower saying it is still invalid.
Might have got a next lap
Oh,
If he
has,
got pinged in the wrong place, it will
it would have done.
have told him that the next lap was invalid as well.
We'll keep an eye on that, because I don't think he's gonna, if he is invalidated, I don't think he's going to quite have enough time. Oh, where's that Camaro going? That was very random. Just looked like it drove straight into the wall without even attempting to make the corner.
You'd think the Camaro would do better around here. It's mostly straight lines.
Exactly. Give it a turn, though, it panics. I can make a left turn, but not a right. Oh my god. That was a very bad.
I've told you about the voices before, man. I've told you about the accents before.
It is borderline offensive. I apologise.
Just a touch, yeah.
Just a touch. Just put it on oval, we'll be fine. Anyway.
Hoffman's for the McLaren GT4 doesn't need a slipstream to be passed in a straight line. It's not doing great this evening. It's on minus 13 kilograms of ballast, but it's not exactly shining round here at the moment.
Does need a bit more oomph to it at this point for it to work. But at this moment in time, the only McLaren we have tonight is in P8 in class.
Yeah.
So they are going to struggle, and I can tell you that they are on a lap but aren't improving as it stands.
Oh, it's somewhere you can fight from.
It is.
That's all you need.
I can confirm Ben Brown has managed to get to the line with about 10 seconds to spare. He is starting another flying lap. As the checkered flag now does wave, first one to see the checkered flag will be Martin Thorpe. So he comes through the final turn.
If Martin can improve.
Is he going to? He's not.
No.
He's put.
Next, Tomlinson. Looking at who can attack. Tomlinson, Janetta, Sherlock, and the other AMG.
Well, next one to see the checker flag will be Luke Sherlock. I can tell you he's not improving. He's half a second down.
And that won't have done him any favours, that run across the chicane there.
He's actually found time. He's only now 0.2 of a second down. Oh, it's a Janetta off in the grass. Who the hell was that?
So that would definitely be an invalid lap for whoever that was.
That was car number 10.
That's parking.
Parking, yeah, he's invalidated. Let's call it quits. Luke's found time here. He's now matching his best lap. He's only got this little bit of straight to go.
He might improve, but he needed 3/10 to get anywhere further forward.
No, exactly. It's not going to be enough. Next person that's on a valid lap to see the checkered flag is Ben Brown. He's going purple. Just to rub it in.
It's just showing off now.
It is pretty much. Daniel Thomas is going to come to line also with Rayshawn Thompson. Both of those drivers won't improve. Correction, Tomlinson does. Oh, the gap between him and Thorpe, though.
Oof. 1/100th of a second there. But Ben Brown comes across.
It's a new fastest lap, 156.2. And that, folks, is that for qualifying. As we do just wait for the game to figure out what it wants to do. I think we might have just lost stream very briefly. Ben, are you still with me?
That's nice. And then my screen freeze.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, there we go.
My PC had an absolute freeze.
Had little moments there, did it?
I don't know what it's doing. It does it with AC.
Hmm.
I don't know why it does it with everything else. That is qualifying over, folks. So we're going to go.
Kunos things.
Yeah, pretty much. Right, have you still got pictures?
That's 20 seconds far. Ivanov is carrying a 20-second penalty into the race.
Success penalty.
Ah, right.
Yes. So, do you still have pictures, Ben?
Yes, I've still got pictures.
You still have pictures. That is good. Stream is back, which is good. Also, we will now go to our full grid rundown. And Ben, if you've not seen this before, it is a thing of masterpiece. Kurbanov in P1, followed by David Garains, who's got a success penalty of 10 seconds. Ivanov in third. Teammates of Kurbanov, 20 seconds success penalty for him. So the top three all going to be, the second and third will be fighting away with penalties inbound when they make their first pit stops. The leader, Kurbanov, no success penalty as it stands. Whatever happens in the race with other penalties, time will tell. Formato in fourth, Jadball fifth, Angelo in sixth, Buckley seventh, Matt High in eighth, 5 second success penalty, with Ralph Vest in ninth, Wilbert Van Oosten 10th, Manders 11th, Jelek in 12th with a faulty pedals should I say, Lipozentic in 13th, Hubbard in 14th. There is one more GT3 to catch you up upon. We'll come to that in a second. But your pole sitter for GT4, Ben Brown, no success penalty for him. But however, Martin Thorpe does. 10 seconds for him. Tomlinson in third in class. Is then Luke Sherlock in fourth, Aidan Oak fifth, Parkin in sixth, Prescott in seventh, Swinkles eighth, Jordan in ninth with 5 second success penalty, Raytron Thompson in 10th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I thought we had 11 GT3s. 11 GT4s, ignore me. But Josh Rush, most notably, has elected to start from the pits. We were about to jump to him in the grid, but he has now decided to go, I'm going to return to pits and potentially miss all the madness.
Not necessarily a bad decision. He's taken his quality penalty. He's now got his. He's now free to do that if he wants. So it's could give him a good little bit of clear air on the run down to turn one.
Quite potentially.
Which is always slightly hectic, let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Top 4, Lukoil Racing Esports and FNM occupying a top 4 spot. It has been quite often a battle between these two teams. 5th and 6th as well for FNM too. So repping the Fear Nothing Moto team in the top 10. I think they're quite frequently occupying the top 10. But it does seem like the Lukoil Racing Esports teams do have the upper hand.
Absolutely. It's
Shooting frame, the F&M livery's looking good.
It's a lot of F&M cars in that top 4. You've got to say they've probably got a bit of an advantage here, just in sheer numbers. If they're going to work together and slipstream,
they are. Yes, they are technically separate teams. We have had that clarified. The Hondas and the McLarens, both separate teams, just like Red Bull Racing, Cash App Visa, whatever they call themselves now.
I mean, even so, they're running together. The Hondas are close to each other. Mm-hmm. If both the Hondas clear Ivanov, then they can work together. Both McLarens can work together. It's definitely, if they're willing to play the strategic game over the course of this 1 hour race, it's definitely going to be an interesting sprint from the lot of them.
Yeah, absolutely. We shall see what happens, good sir. 60 minutes all lined up for this 6th round of Season 2 here.
Everyone's taking it very easy as he leads around here, isn't
it? They've got the chicane to contend with. Both classes of cars will have to be careful.
Got to admit, I do kind of wish ACC had programmed in an actual virtual safety car for people to follow rather than having the on-screen display.
Yes, I can agree with that.
It would, admittedly it's selfish, I think it would make it look a bit better visually.
Yes. Or even do it like iRacing does it. Have an actual AI do the safety car and have an admin command from race control saying safety car or virtual safety car if there is a big incident.
That's everyone formed up. A little bit of blending there as they all catch each other out under braking. I think one of the Jettas had to stop virtually dead there to let the other cars catch up and find their places.
No, absolutely. Good luck to everyone racing tonight. I could not say that better myself. Thank you very much for that message. As we have one more corner for these guys to go around, and they'll see the start finish straight, and they will be under starters orders for what is week 6, season 2, oNiD QRT Multiclass Team Cup. Who is it going to be? Kurbanov, Reigns, front row, Ivanov, Formato, Lukoil, F&M. Time will tell as they come to start finish straight, and they'll shortly see the green flag, and indeed they do when we are underway for round 6. The Ferrari gets away well, Grain's behind, kind of stays alongside, half a car length.
Big run by the Honda on the outside.
And it's going to be side by side, and Honda's getting a slight advantage into the first turn behind. The Lukoil is going to have a run around the outside of second Honda. Inside line, however, for Kurbanov, makes it work. Holds the lead for now for Matto. Still in third, Grain's second, Ivanov in fourth. I think everyone stays the way they were. It's been a massive incident for the GT4s. We'll get back to that in a second.
I was going to say, has everyone made it through turn 1 there? Because
I do not think so. I think Luke Charlotte's been involved in an incident and indeed is off the circuit with massive damage. We'll jump back to that in a second.
Yeah, that's not a well-looking AMG.
It's not, as Grush has exited the pit lane and rejoins, avoiding all the chaos, fighting in the midfield for Manders Van Oosenen. Around the outside goes the Porsche, and that is P9 taken from Van Oosenen. Everything. It's contact!
Oh, that's a big side-by-side hit. And ACC has its physics moment, and the cars bounce away from each other like rubber balls.
Right, let's see what happened there. It's Petr Janilek being involved here. Potentially a bit of a buggered brake pedal he may claim the cause to be. As we do jump to a replay, in through he goes. What's happened here? Oh, it was a Macca.
Yeah,
getting oversteered.
Got a little bit oversteer, caught the front left, and Petr ended up facing the wall there.
Oh, glorious! Right.
Visually, the car's not showing a lot of damage, but you never know what it's like underneath the skin.
Absolutely. Ivanov registering contact between him and Formato. There's been a slight little love tap between the two drivers. As now the battle for third intensifies. Now going on to the second lap. A run for the Ferrari on the Honda. Later on the brakes. Can the Ferrari go? Can he get the car stopped? He can. They remain side by side, giving each other space. This is fantastic.
I'm going to have the inside onto Curva Grande, but is he going to lose out now that he's not in the slipstream? Instead, he's pulling along the McLaren behind him.
And the other F&M team now wanting to get involved in this battle for P3. It's going to be a three-way for third.
Ivanov getting very boxed in. Little tap on the right quarter of the NSX there.
And
don't think anyone's suffered.
And now has to go defensive because he's got the McLarens now fighting away. His teammates going side by side. They give each other space. In the background, Buckley wanting to get, and Matt High, both Fryguy drivers, and both the Astons also want to get involved in the action. I want to cut away and have a look at what happened to Luke Sherlock, but I don't want to miss this action either. Right, we will briefly cut away just to see what happened at the start for the GT4s.
Let's have it three wide. Ben Brown with cars either side of him there.
Gets the car slowed. What happens behind him, however, is another question. It looks fine. And it's
compression moments, and then a bit of a pile up on the M6 there.
Indeed. Oh, Formato's been overtaken by Ivanov. Or they're still fighting. A might have just been made, but then Ivanov gets it back.
I think Ivanov got a bit wide, was able to carry the speed on the outside. But they're fighting like they're open wheelers here.
Side by side.
That was a bit close. Ivanov trying
touch.
Bit of a door bang, and Formato has to cut across the chicane.
Will he give the place back? That is the question.
Could you argue that he was ahead going to Kenny? Certainly gained time by that cut.
Has indeed.
I think he has backed off there.
He has, but the issue we have here is the Ferrari is now being hounded by the McLaren F&M team. So if the Honda wants to give the place back, it needs to do it sooner rather than later, or risk losing out an additional position.
I mean, this is a live stewarded event. We will see what the stewards have to say on that one. It's like, was he ahead going into the corner is the question. If he was, then he's backed off enough to claim that he didn't gain advantage from the cuts. But if he wasn't, they will ask him to give that place back, and if he has to give the place back, he's going to get absolutely mugged by his teammates in the McLaren.
More contact!
Yeah, that was a launch.
And there's a yellow for Ivanov as well. We'll just get that in a replay. We'll see the full run down from the start finish. That's not a start finish, from going down the back straight underneath the tunnel. Let's go to Helicam just to get an overview of what happened here. There was definitely contact between the two drivers. As they're just blocked by a tree, and there's contact there, and that pushed both cars wide.
Ooh. Yep, and that's let the McLarens absolutely mug both of them there.
And Ivanov now dropped down to 8. Is under threat from the Fry guys. Motorsports! And it's contact. Teammates hit each other.
Oh, good grief. The middle pedal was the one you're looking for there, lads.
Oh, dear God. Things are getting heated.
Or left if you haven't bought a clutch, because you only play ACC.
Now.
At some point, you may want to try something where you have to do a standing start, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's getting a bit elbows out already, isn't it?
Dear.
6.5 minutes in.
Oh, dear Lord. Right, as we said, folks, there is live stewarding, and they will be looking and reviewing these incidents as they happen. And I have a feeling the stewarding teams will have a bit of a busy evening.
Presumably with a bit of a sigh and a shake of the head.
Yeah, quite potentially, as we jump on board with Marco Lipizentik here. Didn't manage to make a move with Van Oosden a few corners ago. Ralph Vest is looking racy. It may have to run here.
The Porsche has always been traditionally quite a quick car, and it's not. However, that McLaren has got a massive overspeed on him there. Goes to the outside of Parabolica, tries to hang on, but as the corner tightens, has to drop him behind Lipogenic there.
Indeed, as we'll jump back up.
He's going to have to run down to turn 1, surely.
We'll jump back with it in a second as Matt High fighting with F&M Motors, Fear Nothing Moto. Side by side, there's door banging.
These guys been watching touring cars today, because I've seen some of these passes already.
I have, absolutely. I've seen him in real life today at Donington Park. I wonder if they're taking a leaf out of their book.
Yeah, a fair amount of door banging going on here.
Yes.
And got to say, touring cars are substantially tougher than GT3 machines, so I wouldn't keep at it, to be honest, lads.
No, exactly. Right. What's happening with... because the GT4s are now, for whatever reason, are now showing as in P1 on my timing screen. It's very random. And I can confirm that is absolutely incorrect. I think it's just waiting for it to update. Yeah,
not the case. However, Ben Brown has overtaken Petr Jelinek in the lead of the GT. In the lead of the GT4s, has overtaken the last running GT3 there.
Yeah, absolutely. There we go. It's sorted itself back out. So that's fine. My timing screen went funky there for a minute. I have no idea why. Pat is still struggling though.
I think he's probably carrying a fair amount of damage from that hit that he's trying to nurse through to the pit stops. Yeah. Either that or he's had another instant there. He is following Ben Brown, but that's GT3 machine should be making very light work of the GT4. But it's chops across the nose of Ben there.
Doesn't
gets through and keeps going, but so it's clear of danger now. I imagine it was a slightly tense moment there. I was seeing penalties coming in. 5-second penalty for Van Oosenen.
10-second penalty for Van Ooselen.
10 seconds. They're going on in 5-second increments by the looks of it.
So you want to head on to the... Do you know where the instant sheet is, Ben? You might just want to give us a bit of information as to what that might be. So
I'm not sure I have access to it.
So I might be able to get a replay of it. Might be a channel in Discord with live stewarding outcomes.
I will have a nosy.
Have a nosy.
Bear with.
It'd be interesting to find out the actual reasoning. I'm presuming it was a takeout. 406 has got a penalty. That's Ivanov on top of his... That's 10 seconds. That's on top of his success penalty.
He's now got a 30 seconds back. That's a big run. Janetta on Janetta action here.
If Jolly's watching, he would have loved this.
Yeah, nothing I'm seeing yet. Let's see if I can find... No, I don't appear to have access to the sheet. So it's...
Boo. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's
a penalty.
I'll keep an eye and see if anything comes up in the channel.
Yes. I can only presume Van Ooselen 420 was for this incident coming up. Potential contact.
Let's see. So he's on the... This is coming down into a scary... No, it's in the second chicane, isn't it? Yeah, just a little bit of a barge on the way past there.
I do wonder as... Oh, Formato's made a move on Manders. Let's get a quick replay of this. So side by side down the main straight. Around the outside, that Honda, being so light as it is, with the -40 ballast, it's a light car anyway. Makes mincemeat on the Porsche down the main straight.
He's showing us 1 second back from the leader, but realistically, he's now carrying a 10-second penalty.
Yeah,
that is a success penalty, so that was there already, but he's not going to get. But once the pit stops are cycled through, Kurbanov's going to be in a distance from them. Realistically, the best placed F&M car now is Jadubal in P3 in the McLaren. We're not going to harp on too long about stewarding, I promise that, but one final thing to note in it, there are no appeals allowed for live stewarding. No. So whatever these guys get, they're not going to get it back on appeal afterwards.
No, not in the slightest.
So as you see is as they get. Oh.
Right, so...
Helps if I don't click off the Discord window. Bear with.
Uh-oh.
There we go, we're fine.
As Thomas Angelo F&M was catching, might still be catching down the main straight. We'll see what they can do. I also want to pay a bit of attention to the GT4s as well, because I do believe they're going to get caught very soon. They're not too much longer before.
In the chat, why can no one race at Monza? Everyone can race at Monza, but it's everyone knows Monza so well that you tend to get a bit brusque and barge your way through it. All turns a bit touring cars, and I like touring cars. I like a bit of door banging, but GT3s are not the machines to do it in, really.
No.
Delicate for all that, all those shenanigans. Can't lean on each other the way. Can't lean on each other like a Hyundai i30 can lean on a Ford Focus.
No, exactly.
But these guys at the front are having a great race. But yeah, I think Jadubal and Angelo are very well placed to get up into the podium positions here. Neither of them carrying success penalties. Apparently Swinkles is in an amazing fight down with Thompson in P21 and 22. 5-second penalty for car 989. That is Nick Manders.
Ooh,
A
989.
lot of penalties flashing up on those screens. Car 91 gets 5 seconds. That is Prescott down in the GT4s.
Oh, Prescott has a penalty. That'll be interesting. We'll just wait for this battle to see. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
I'm blessed as Angelo tries to make a move. Can't make it work.
Yeah, didn't quite have the traction or the space to sling something inside. I think discretion was the better part of valor there.
Yes, indeed. As Ivanov now looks to threaten. Let's jump on the rear wing of Angelo and see if Gregory can do anything about it.
Basically, the sensible part, you said, and I know this is not racer's instincts. Yeah, bit of side by side there. I just said just let Ivanov go. He's got 30-second penalty.
Yeah.
Let him go. Stick him behind him. Use the slipstream.
Yeah. Why not? Exactly.
Once the pit stops have come, he's going to drop about miles behind you, quarter of a lap behind you, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Why risk damage or crashing?
Yeah. But these are the decisions you don't make when you're focused on battle, Ford, ice Ford, fight.
No.
Oh, that was a big snap for Angelo there. He's held it well, kept himself out of the barriers.
He does.
Now he may have to do what I suggested just out of sheer enforcement.
Yeah.
And he's got his teammates now behind him in the Honda F&Ms. Only has a 5-second penalty, so he won't be. This is more of a fight, realistically.
No, absolutely. Yellow flag, very briefly for Josh Rush, down in 15th, still trying to recover.
I'm guessing that was a run wide out of the Lesmos, looking at where he was.
Yeah, quite potentially. Right. Leader is now catching the GT4 pack, or has passed. So the GT4s.
He's going to have to be very careful here. There's been a lot of discussion about how the onus is on the GT3s to pass the GT4s safely.
Yeah.
And it is not an area where a lot of tolerance is given.
No, it's not. That is
like you pick the faster cars, you're expected to behave in them, really.
Yeah, absolutely. GT4s are instructed not to do anything unusual. Let's say stick to the racing line, let the faster cars use their pace to get around you.
But on the other hand, if you come across two GT4s in a battle, they're not expected to stop their fight to facilitate your lap.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works in the real world. That's how it works here. This is not F1. You are not expected to leap out of the way when you are blue flagged.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the follow, Zaleski. Zaleski. I can't even say that.
Zalexi. I think that is there.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream.
Nice move from Ralph Vesh there.
Yes, indeed. Around Lipizeng, and now Buckley looks to make a move on Lipizenic as well. Can't quite do it there. They'll remain side by side.
Holds the inside. He's going to have the inside line into turn one. Got to outbrake that Porsche and see the Aston is -5 kilograms. It's plus 5 kilograms, the Aston, compared to the -1 for the Porsche.
Still manages to make the move work. Oh, Matt High's lost the position to Gregory Ivanov. Something's happened there. Notarized contact between him and a possible back marker. Let's just quickly get a replay. That was a change of position 4th and 5th. Oh boy!
Oof.
There was an incident with a GT4 car.
Yeah.
And that's given him the position. What in the world happened there?
Was that a bit of a Hackett and Schumacher there?
It was, but it was caused by a separate incident from GT4. That's gifted over a position. It's now stuck behind another GT4. That's the McLaren of Swinkles.
They were filling up the mirrors of that McLaren there. He keeps out the way on the exits of out of Ascari, but that's
Oh, looks for the cutback.
let the duel commence.
Yeah, pretty much.
Matt High right under the rear wing of Ivanov there. Pops out, but they've got that Ginetta in the way there.
Oh, that Ginetta stays put.
Yeah, it does it sensibly, just sticks to the racing line like glue. That 5-second penalty for Tomlinson in the other Ginetta in the car number 90.
Ooh.
Penalties popping up and down that timing tower.
It's only Bank Holiday August. It looks like a Christmas tree already. That's that timing tower.
Looks like January sales the way the amendments are coming up on it.
Love it. Oh dear lord.
Matt High not able to get it done there. I think just with the Ginetta there, he had to bail out of making a move. Both of them behind come up on the Camaro there. Not a fun place to catch a lapped car.
No, but
as he come through the Lesmos.
No. That makes it work though. Zilexi, thank you for the assistance of phonetically spelling your name. That is a massive help for my very stupidly dyslexic brain.
These GT4s have got to be feeling a bit tense at the moment.
Pucker up basically and hope they don't get yeeted.
Half the field behind Ben Brown have penalties. So realistically, on net, it's a Noak in P18 who's going to come up into P2 in the GT4s. Ben Brown has managed to stay out of trouble, has not a penalty to his name.
Yeah, it's good showing from him, so he'll be quite happy with that. Oh, battle.
We should
brewing.
be seeing the pit window opening soon, shouldn't we?
35,
2 minutes time.
35 minutes it opens. First 5 minutes is for the GT3 class only. The second 5 minutes will be for the GT4s only. Or vice versa.
Make things interesting. I'm assuming it's GT3s first, to be honest.
Yeah. I would imagine so.
And then the GT4s get to have the fun of them
being contact! Oh! There's a GT4 ahead of them, and I think the Porsche is slowing down to account for the GT4 ahead of them. That's Connexus.
Don't think there was nothing malicious in there. It just compressed at turn 1.
Oh no, it's
so tight, that chicane.
It is. That's actually one of the Apex driving school drivers there. I think it's Thompson. In the 107, yeah. Apex AMR.
Yeah, it couldn't be helped. The GT4 can't accelerate the same way those GT3s can. It was just a bit of bad luck there, I'd say. But we'll see what the steward's opinion of it was. They've all come away from it relatively unharmed, to be honest.
Have just about. Let's jump on board Lepezentic here. Look at how the McLaren's catching. Has to back out.
Yeah, the Porsche staying defensive, just sticking to the middle of the track there, saying you can pick one more than the other, but once you're committed, you're going to have to stick there, mate.
No, absolutely. We'll jump on board with the McLaren now following this Porsche. All things that Phil does a little psyche kind of move there, trying to throw off the Porsche. He's got a Ginetta now ahead of them, which is going to slow down both drivers. Pit lane is not yet open. And McLaren, I don't think it's going to quite have a... It's catching.
Yeah, 5 seconds, it's just not. He's going to run out of space, has to back out of it.
And Porsche goes deep. cut back for the McLaren possibly, but the Porsche is able to gather it up on exit and manages to pull away.
Yeah. McLaren trying to get the best line through there, but the Porsche was there, so he had to compromise his acceleration out the corner.
Yeah.
But they carry on the fight.
They do indeed. Another fight that is brewing for Matto as they pass, I think, is the race leader for GT4. It is Ben Brown on the tail and now alongside Matt High up into the Ascari?
Yes.
Ascari chicane. The Aston holds the inside line, Fry Guys Motorsport, as the pit window is now officially open. Where is the leader of GT3? He goes past the pits.
Missed the pit. I think he got the call very late there. He will have already committed to the racing line there rather than to the pits.
Yeah, too much speed.
And
now,
what's the F&M, the next car, going to do here? F&M goes past. Everyone, it looks like no one wanting to. I'll say that. Just as I say that, people do go for their pit stops.
Indeed, we have High, Formato, Manders, not in the pits. Is in the pits, sorry. Just my timing screen changed as the car overtook him, so he jumped down the order.
Yep. All guys carrying 5-second penalties, so this battle between them will largely continue as is.
Yeah. Absolutely, as we do see the G7 and GT3s coming into the pits. It is Manders, High, Buckley, Formato, Lipozentic. The rest of the field.
Is it tyre change or just fuel they have to take?
Fuel and tyres. I think. It's a 30-second pit stop.
Yeah.
So it's at least tyres, plus whatever penalties they may or may not have.
Yeah, that's going to feel horrendous for everyone. They're going to be sat there for a minute.
Yeah, they are big time.
That's half a lap he's going to lose in there.
Yeah.
With the pit stop, and then the tyres are mandatory. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks them.
Thank you, Tygo. Tygo? Hoffman's. Yeah, Tygo Hoffman.
Yes.
There we go. I remember names, it's fine. I told you I'd remember.
Talk to me next week, see if you still remember.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Oh, yellow flag.
in.
Oh, I was slightly disappointed because I saw a yellow flag. It's just a car accident in the pit lane.
Yeah.
For some reason, it picks up yellow flags. There's people leaving the pit lane.
It's because it's such a fast section of track. There's going to be such a differential between the racing speed and the pit exit speed that
yeah.
The yellow flag will need a warning on that one.
Doesn't. It's a little bit annoying. I might have to adjust that. Van Ooselen is in. Angelo is in. Grains is also in 2 from P2. Has currently dropped to P4. But Kurbanov, where is he? He will have enough time to get back from the pit window. It will have to be end of this lap, basically. He's committed to pitting at the end of the pit window.
I'm guessing it's a disqualification if you pit outside your allotted section of the pit window.
It is, yes.
The stewards will not put up with that sort of shenanigans.
They will not in the slightest. Hubbard in P8 also still needs to pit. But he's actually, it says P8 on your screen. I can actually tell you he's currently P4. So he is car 36. It's a bit further back actually. He may be, no, he might get away with it. No, he will get away with that. That's fine.
Yeah, but he's going to get, realistically, where they are on the lap, they're all going to make it back. Kurbanov in.
Your race leader is now in. Who was in second? It was.
Very early pit box is my guess as well, from the way he's come in there.
Yeah, exactly. And, 420 yellow flag. He's just next in the pits. That's fine. It was David Grains in P2. I think he had a penalty, didn't he? He had about 5 or 10 seconds.
Yeah. We're going to see all these penalties. So even of in for his pit stop, he's going to have to be sat there for such a long time.
Yeah, he is. The only other driver to yet to take the pits is Hubbard. I have a feeling.
He's got time to go and make a cup of coffee in the amount of time he's going to be sat there.
Yeah, exactly. Dave Wood, bonjour. Good evening, Dave Wood. A pleasure.
30 seconds to the GT4 window.
Yep, Hubbard's going to get it there just in time. With about 20 seconds to spare.
Yeah, I presume they have to have entered the pits in that time. They don't
Yes.
have to have exited before.
Correct.
That window finishes. Otherwise, that would be very harsh.
I think the official ruling, and I think I was in a discussion with the stewards about this, as long as they are on their pit limiter.
Yeah, he was well in there.
Yeah.
Yes, it stopped.
So there was a couple of people that got into the pit lane, but I think the judgment call is when you switch on the pit limiter, not when you go into the pit lane, but when you switch on the pit limiter, which is random. I don't know why they ruled it like that. I remember some sort of conversation like that. They're probably going to...
Probably a little bit of leeway would be my guess.
Yes, basically.
As long as you are slowed for your pit stop and on the limiter,
yes,
that's accepted as being you are making your pit stop.
Yes, absolutely.
We're not going to chuck you out over a second or two if you haven't got, if you've not quite on the lane, if you've provided you're on the limiter.
No, exactly. So, after all the pit stops said and done, Kurbanov's got a 13.5-second lead over David Grains. Jadball, Angelo, Formato, all quite spread out. Matt High and Nick Manders are fighting away. Car 119's got a penalty. That's one of the GT4s who will serve that 20-second penalty.
Oof.
119 is Luke Sherlock, dead last, is now entering the pit lane and will have an additional 20 seconds to serve.
It does go from bad to worse for Luke Sherlock there. He's 2 laps down even overall, and now he's going to have to sit there for 50 seconds in his pit box before he's able to get going again.
Yeah, absolutely. Now with GT4s, I do want to keep an eye on Aidan Oak, because I generally think after the pit stops are said and done, he will be...
Ooh, Aidan coming in quite hot there to the pit lane. Limiter on at the very last second there, I suspect.
Well, we haven't seen any drive-throughs given for pit entry
No.
for the GT3s. I'm hoping to keep that trend going for the GT4s.
To be fair, it's quite an easy pit entrance. You've got a lot of time to get slowed. You can push the limits a little bit on it.
Yeah. I seriously think we could see a new second place for Aidan Oak. Yeah,
I think Ben Brown is a long way up the road at this point.
He's got over Greg Prescott. He's got... Do you want to know?
Go on.
Have a guess. I implore you to have a guess without looking at the timing screen because it just showed.
30-ish seconds would be my guess with pits as well.
30.5 seconds.
Yeah, that's time enough to make your pit stop and get out again. Pushing hard on those curbs. That car looks absolutely nailed on.
He's being an absolute sweat tonight, is Ben. And now, things have relatively spread out for the GT3s. GT4s still need to sort out their pit stops, and indeed, Ben will...
Stevie in chat needs more crashes.
You've missed them all, Stevie G. Stevie B GT.
He hasn't. He has not.
Oh, has he? Oh, no, he hasn't. Yes, of course. He's hi, steward. You haven't missed them because you are the one of the stewards. Good evening. I think we can publicly say that. You're one of the stewards, bless you.
Hope he isn't. He's getting bored.
Getting bored.
Well, we're going to have another round of the GT3s going past the GT4s at this rate, so I don't think he'll be bored for long. I think Ben Brown and Prescott are the last couple of guys to make their stops.
Yeah. So
Prescott is in.
Prescott's coming now. He's committed to pitting at the same time as Ben. And he's got an additional 5 seconds to serve as well for the GT4s.
Yeah,
so
Ben is going to come out with a lot of space behind him.
Yeah, I mean, There's Prescott going to his pit box. I think Ben Brown will shortly be leaving his now. There we go. How demoralising is that to see from Greg Prescott's point of view?
Yeah, as you come in and just as the guy in front of you drives away.
That is the closest he's going to be all race. Now,
Ben Brown back on track and looking for a win after his had a great performance in last weekend's special event in the Long Beach Grand Prix. Sadly came a cropper close to the end, but is now back on track and back in the race with, by the time this is done, it's going to be 45-second gap behind him.
Yeah, pretty much. And
would be my guess.
In chat as well, we've had a raid. We don't usually get one of those. Thank you so much, Zaleski, for your raid of 6. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are all well. Just completed the pit stop windows for the GT4s with 25 minutes to go of this 6th round of the 8 round Season 2 Championship for the oNiD and QRT Team Cup here at Monza.
In GT3, he's getting very close to the back of GT4, so they're trying to get that slipstream off them and duck out. It's got to be feeling a bit tense in some of those GT4s right now.
It is indeed, yeah.
When you see a big GT3 machine coming blasting up right behind you and then ducking out, it's a little bit brown trousers moment, I suspect.
Indeed, Stevie B had to resort to listening to us lot. Wow, thank you, Steve. It's lovely.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lovely to hear from you as well. There's actually, however, through a battle for in the GT4 class for 7th, 6th, and 5th. As 2 Genettas are going to go fighting each other with Aston Martin up ahead of them. Daniel Tomlinson gets a move done up the inside of Greg Prescott.
Ginetta on Ginetta violence as they fight their way through for these remaining GT4 spots.
Stevie B's getting excited. 3-way for the P20th overall. Indeed it is. And you maybe get some instant reports if they do come a cropper. A big old Merc sandwich, first and last in GT4.
GT4 racing as done by Subway.
Eat fresh. Other brands are available. God's sake.
I make better sandwiches than them.
I do. I absolutely do. Come round mine at some point. I'll make you a cracking BLT.
Okay, honestly, I've seen it. I saw an advert for one of their new sandwiches the other day, the new breakfast sandwich, and it literally has a hard-boiled egg in it.
As we said, folks, other sandwiches are available. Other restaurants are available. Please, we can't do that. Anyway, we can kind of, but it's fine.
Other brands are cheap, but yeah.
As we'll jump on board with Ray Shawn here, going through the first chicane. There's bollards and barriers in the circuit.
Subway, the reason you go, yeah, I'll have KFC instead. The Aston has a massive amount of straight line. Was that the GT4s?
It's the GT4.
Yeah, the Ginetta is on -37. The Aston is on -35, so they're largely on par in terms of the ballast they're getting as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now there's a GT3.
I love the Ginetta, but it is getting a bit long in the tooth at this point.
Yeah.
That G55 GT4.
Yeah, it's an old car.
That was an old GT4 car when the game first released.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you can just... That was the best summation of the speed differential between a GT3 and a GT4 then I've ever seen. We're asking if you could switch the timing tower back so we can see the GT3 positions.
Yes, I did.
On spot in frame there.
just to briefly switch to the GT4 standards just to be a bit more clarity of what's happening within this battle, but we will jump back to the GT3 standings, and indeed it is looking relatively spread out. Kurbanov leading the way from David Grains. Jadbal Angelo Formato is FNM 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hopefully
we'll calm things down a little bit as they've as it's single cars trying to get past other cars at the moment.
Yeah,
It is GT4 where the battles are happening now.
it is. It is indeed. And got a lovely midfield battle happening. But after his massive 30-second penalty, Gregor Ivanov sees himself our pole sitter. Was his pole sitter Ivanov? Down in...
No, Kurbanov was the pole sitter and has led from pole and is driving away. Ivanov was
third.
Ivanov came in with a 20-second success penalty, added a 10-second penalty, and has now dropped a long way and is having to fight his way back through this field.
Yeah, he started P3, didn't he? I do stand corrected.
He is pushing hard now. He's coming up on the back of Ralph Vest.
Is indeed, and that car looks a little bit damaged, Ralph. Or is that just my eyes deceiving?
No,
me?
I think that's just what the aero package on the McLaren looks like.
It's a very random livery. It's a very deceiving livery. The green and the black kind of.
It's a very strange looking car at times.
It is. Very much so.
No, given it's McLaren, you know every part of it has been built with performance in mind, but it looks
funky.
Very different to other sports car shapes.
Yeah, it's all bells and whistles.
A lot of clatter taken across those bumps there. Dipping a wheel on the inside of the Lesmos. Okay. Number one, are they going to... How much are they going to take at the inside of Lesmos number two? Not as much as I've seen taken before.
Up ahead of this battle is Lipozenchik. So Ralph Vest is now catching the Porsche up ahead. So if you jump on board with Ralph, you can see the Porsche is also for position. That's P10.
Yeah,
a bit of a three-way battle for the top 10 position.
Just cleared the one of the Ginettas there. I think that wasn't Prescott. Is that Tomlinson? I think they just cleared.
Parkin.
Parkin. Oh, good. He was off the screen. I forgot he was there.
Dude, and there's a move. We just missed that. Apologies. Ivanov tried to make a move up the inside. Went deep and Ralph S got back to cut back. But now Ivanov looks to have a better run going down the main straight. Ben Brown, yellow flag. Ben Brown has had an incident.
Oh no.
Oh God.
He's had a big incident. That's going out of the Lesmos. That's not looking healthy. And he's about to lose that position. No, he isn't. That was Luke Sherlock.
That's unlapped. That's Luke Sherlock unlapping.
I think Ben Brown's been quite thankful for the amount of time he had in hand there, but it's now down to just under 8 seconds.
What happened to Ben?
If this is GT3 on GT4 clash, I think there's going to be some irritation. No, GT3 clears. What happened? Did he just back off?
Was that just him backing off? That caused... No, because he lost a good odds.
Lost about 40 seconds there.
Yeah. Right, we'll go back to the GT3. We'll figure that one out in a bit. We can question him maybe later on off stream. But Gregory Ivanov's just made a move on... Has actually got past Ralph Vest eventually. And has also made a move on Lipozenchik in the Porsche, who now looks to be slightly under threat from a charging...
Maybe he turned his car off. With the luck he sometimes had, that wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't. Oh, we've got a battle here. Sorry, we're going to jump back up further the order. We'll go back to Ralph S in a second. High on Formato outside turn one. They give each other space.
Ben's wheelbase turned off. Oh, God.
Oh.
If he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck, wouldn't he?
I just don't know anymore.
I'd say the temptation for these GT3s to door bang on the inside of the first chicane is clearly very real. It's the narrowest pinch point on the track.
It is, yeah, big time. Right, Ralph Vest was fighting away there with Marco. We did miss a potential overtake and then repass back from Marco in the Porsche on on the Apex Driving School McLaren. And I think for now that battle's kind of died a death.
On my screen, High is showing very close behind the behind Formato there.
And
This was who we were looking at before, wasn't it? That little
yeah.
bit of a door bang. They come past that Camaro. God, the speed differential is ridiculous. Closing and closing. Goes to the outside into Parabolica. Try and cut back, but no. Formato closes off that inside line. Holds it through, and now it's going to have to be a try to turn one again, isn't it? If he can
use up all the available track.
Yeah, that was some dubious track limits there. I'm not even sure that is available track, is it?
The game won't penalise you for it.
Goes to the outside.
This is going to be a cutback move. To try
Yeah,
and get
needed
a better
the
run
best
down.
traction, but very well defended by Formato there.
Yeah, big time, fantastically.
Winged the back end of that Honda across the front of it like it was a dancer in a rap video there.
Dear God. As Formato has a slide going through the second chicane.
Okay. Dips are towing the gravel.
It's got traffic as well.
It's very
GT4.
hard to make a pass into the Lesmos in a GT3. It's just too wide for it.
Absolutely, is just ever so slightly. And this battle that these two are having is bringing.
Yeah.
Who's that in the background?
That is Manders is catching up. And is coming on at a big speed there. High looks to the inside into Ascari. Has the extra weight, but not able to outbrake the NSX.
Potentially, we'll jump on board with the Porsche. She's going to have front row seats to this battle.
Car placement from Formato is just excellent there. He's just not giving any leeway.
No, he's not. And Matt High is trying to go left, right, up, down, backwards and forwards, trying to find a space to get past the Honda. Not working for him. Did the mind punt. I like that.
The good old Jedi mind punt.
You will let me have 5th position.
He's got the run again, goes to the inside. Just doesn't have enough slipstream. That wasn't quite close enough.
Surprising.
You get the good traction out of here through Curva Grande. He might be able to sling it up the inside into the second chicane.
Surprised the Honda can see the acid in that camouflage livery. Why such a bad joke?
Oh, I've got to say, I'm pretty sure any zebra would be obvious against grey tarmac.
As the zebra on wheels still can't get past the very lightweight Honda.
Coming up on the GT4 Aston there.
Oh, this might help. This is
the
good
baby
timing
cousin
for Matt.
of mine.
Oh, that's a touch.
Yeah. I wasn't quite sure which way to go there, whether to defend the inside or to just try and follow the GT4 Aston, but and that's a very good run for High there.
You can't do
Formato is sticking on the inside like glue.
No way.
He's just done it. He's got him on the
outside.
Got him outside into Ascari, becomes the inside, and then he's able to power past on the traction.
Holy bejesus.
And it's not over for Formato either, because Nick Manders is now right under his rear wing.
Oh my word. Around the outside.
If we can get a replay from externals of that move, I would be very happy to watch. He's coming back.
It's coming back though. We will try and get a replay. I can run a 1 minute replay basically.
Over speed that NXX can get into the turn. It takes.
And the Porsche wants hustle as well.
Yeah, Manders absolutely saw the opportunity and went for it. Slamming a foot in the door like a particularly aggressive Jehovah's Witness, and keeps tries to push his way past, but not able to do it.
We're going to try and get a replay of. I think we're just a little bit too late, sadly.
Unlucky. Ah, well, can't be helped.
Don't replay. I'm sorry, shot in frame. I clicked the button. You have to wait now. The battle has died down.
Still happening.
They have died down now, thankfully. They are just staying put for now.
Oh dear.
I have to wait till the replay turn. I can't end the replay manually, annoyingly.
It's a really helpful bit of design decision from Kunos there.
That was just fantastic thinking from Kunos, isn't it? The battle is still ongoing, and it's also brought Christian Buckley into it as well. High's checked out.
Now, was that Sherlock or Ben Brown they're going round there? I think that was Sherlock.
That was. I think it
No,
was.
that was Ben Brown.
That's Ben
They're
Brown.
going round. Slightly nervous moment. 3 battling GT3 cars come up on your backside.
Oh, and Buckley goes deep, and there's a sliding GT4 on his inside.
Ben Brown testing the edge of grip on those those Pirellis.
Yeah, they are.
Bangs down through the gears there. Amanda's not quite close enough to make the move that time and loses out on the traction there. The NSX just out-accelerates the Porsche on the exit.
Does indeed. So for now, lives to fight another day. But that was a insanely fantastic move there from Matt High around the outside. And do apologise to you guys for missing that move in a way of form, because you were riding on board. Did not expect the move to happen, but it did.
He's now away. He's nearly 2 seconds clear. I mean, these guys have been fighting hard, so but Famato has now.
This was the attempt for the Honda to get back through past Matt High, and I was hoping this would have been a replay of the move done, but the game again not allowing us to do it, as there was just that brief lighter touches, and then the Honda decides no, you're not going to let the Porsche through as well.
Yeah, a little bit of hip and shoulder between the Porsche and the Honda there, but
oh, yellow flag, Ralph Vest.
Oh no, that's a big hit as well. You can see the tyre marks off from the right hand side.
I think this was himself and them that have caused the problem for themselves.
Yep, I think possibly slight, not enough traction.
Oh,
just
grass.
Gets it a touch wide on the grass. Oof. Big oof.
That is a big oof. It gets going again, but he's going to have damage. Down 13th. I don't think he's lost a position.
No, there's a long way back to Hubbard behind him, but I suspect his suspension is not feeling overly friendly.
Oh, he's struggling. You can hear it.
Dominican Racing League, how do you guys get to see the race like this?
We have an admin password that allows us to spectate the session, and we use a third-party app to control the cameras. It also gives us all our data for gaps and stuff, and it gives us the opportunity to do things like this.
What I'd say, Dominican, pop on our Discord. The link will be somewhere in this chat, a couple of messages above you. And I'm sure someone there will be happy to answer any questions you may have on how to get it set up.
Someone can definitely give you a better answer than I just gave you. Basically.
We're a helpful lot, generally.
We very much are, yes.
Unless it's more funny to be not helpful.
See, that's something you would definitely do to me.
Yeah, I'd do that to you constantly.
You would happily watch me struggle, wouldn't you?
To be honest, your brain is one of my favourite toys. But yeah, pop into the Discord and we'll send one of us a DM. Well, don't send me a DM. I'm just watching a repeat screen. But send one of the ACC admins a DM, and they'll probably be able to advise you who you need to speak to.
Yeah, absolutely. This is on PC, yes. To answer your question, this is a set of course competitors only on PC. We do, however, have streamed leagues that are on Xbox. And again, I do believe that the guys over on the Xbox side can stream the Xbox leagues.
They do indeed. They stream those on Wednesday nights.
Yes.
He says, hopefully. Yeah, whichever format you're using, someone will be able to help you out on that one.
Was that a question or a statement?
Yes.
We've only got 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes left of this race, Ben, and it's been absolutely jam-packed.
End to end.
Monza.
Monza never changes. But,
it is
some of the early chaos we're used to seeing from this track, but we are getting some great racing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Kurbanov, your race leader, is catching and about to lap. That is Ralph Vest in P13.
Yeah, that's got to feel rough for Vest. He's had a lot of good fighting in this race, but he has dropped quite far into no man's land here. But he's fighting onwards, getting to the finish. We do have rules against rage quitting or quitting out of races. So he will go to the end. In the meantime, we have a nice little battle forming down in the GT4s as we come into the last 5 minutes.
Do indeed.
Janetta on Aston. Now that's a combination.
It is indeed. I think the Aston may have the upper hand here.
A smiley-looking Janetta chasing it.
Attack with a smile. That's Janetta branding for you.
Yeah, definitely a happy-looking car, that Janetta.
Whee! I'm gonna overtake you! Yay! Anyway. That's something that I don't think I'm going to unhear. And Bloodwolf and I subscribed. Thank you very much. 12 months in a row. Thank you very much for your support. Welcome to the stream. You do join us at the dying moments of round 6 of the oNiD and QRT Multiclass Team Cup here at Monza. And boy oh boy, what a stream it has been.
Yep. Slight pause in this battle as they let the GT3 through, but hostilities immediately resumed.
Indeed, and that Aston temporarily being turned into a motorbike as he went up onto 2 wheels.
Yep. Let's see it, and the Janetta is on the inside. And thank you for following Dominican Racing League. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
That's
much
a
appreciated.
Great move by the Janetta there. Guess what? That's... Yeesh.
That's Terrell Hubbard.
Yeah, looking slightly dodgy in the connection there, stuck on the outside of Parabolica.
Gets it going again.
Not what you want to see as you come round one of the fastest corners in motorsport.
No, it's not in the slightest. Lives to fight another day. I think that battle has now died down. Swinkles, Hoffman's of course pointing out that Swinkles getting involved in that battle as well. We're actually going to jump up to the GT3's apologies. Tygo, as Gregory over, recovering Gregory gets up to P10 actually, to be fair on him, from what has been a 30-second penalty, 20 seconds for his success ballast essentially, and a 10-second penalty for an incident he was involved in earlier on in this race. From P2 drops all the way down, dropped down to about 14, so it's managed to get back up to 10th. That's
definitely eyeballing P9. These esports lads are a bit good, aren't they?
They are indeed, aren't they? As P9 is very much on the table. Van Oostelen.
Sweats.
You said it, not me. It's fine.
I can get away with this. I do AC. They're never going to have to listen to me commentate on them again.
We'll see about that. Anyway. As Ivanov trying to think about making a move. Oh, he gets that's a tap! And that is Van Oostelen
round. Yeah. That's
Ivanov is going slow. He's going to try and get a finish.
They got a bit of a gap back.
They do. They can get away with it.
He's going. It's not something we encourage, but he had plenty of space to do it, and he's doesn't want to take the place that way. He lets Van Oostelen back through, and they will resume their hostility after that moment of honour. They will resume their hostilities.
Indeed they will. It was just the slightest of taps. We'll go
Yeah,
back to
it's-
replay.
The tyres will be a bit worn in, the brakes will be a bit worn. Possibly moment of inattention, and it happens.
Yeah, indeed. And on the brakes they go, and braking, and it's just
Yeah.
the lightest of taps.
Yeah, the brakes just looked so much more powerful on that BMW and slowed it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, well, leader is now on the final lap. 406.
Penalty for car
I've-
406, that is Ivanov.
That's Ivanov, so
I don't think you can argue too much there, to be
No, we
honest.
can't. And that penalty will be added to the end of his race. There's no further pit stops to make.
It won't actually affect his position by the looks of it. He's got 11 seconds clear of Lipogenchik.
Stevie B had something to do there. As oh dear lord.
If he does it will be slightly hard feeling. If he does manage to get past Van Oosteren before the end of the race, it's going to immediately drop him behind again at the end of the session.
No, it is absolutely. As a GT3 leader is going to come down the final turn for the last time this evening, and will take the checkered flag for what has been a very dominant start to finish leading of the race. Kurbanov for Lukoil Racing Esports is your race winner. In GT4, Ben Brown's going to have a while until he finishes his lap, because he's just started his last lap. But Grains will take P2, Jadbull take P3. It's going to be 2-3-4 for Team FNM.
With the McLaren F&M team definitely coming out, taking the lion's share of the points for them tonight.
Absolutely. Fifth place will be Matt High, with Matto following reasonably close behind in the F&M Honda. Christian and Buckley were actually going to jump down to Gregor Ivanov Van Oosteren. Last lap battle. Ivanov's going to try and make the move without causing a collision with Wilbert Van Oosteren. I don't think he's going to quite make it work, as it's going to be a battle to the line, and Van Oosteren gets it. But the 5
race
seconds.
into the line, even with the 5-second
Yeah,
penalty,
even
races
with
him to the line to make sure that they're having fun, and that's what counts.
And now
This is-
we await.
Just remember, this is meant to be fun.
It is, absolutely. And now we await Ben Brown to come and take us win. Third place, Aidan Oak has already seen a checkered flag in GT3, so congratulations to him. He's officially a lap down to Ben Brown and Martin Thorpe. Ben Brown's lapped the whole GT4 field bar Martin Thorpe. So
That's with his wheel losing 40 seconds and with his wheel turning off at one point.
and it is a race win for Ben Brown. Martin Thorpe about 12 seconds behind in the Aston Martin. Aidan Oak already taken P3 for Connexus as well. So it's a Connexus 2-3 in a GT4. And congratulations to everyone involved. That is race over for round 6. You just await the wait OBS to do what it wants to do. It has just frozen on me, which is fantastic. Congratulations on the P26. Thank you, Stevie. I do appreciate that. I absolutely do, as everything has just frozen. I'll wait a moment or two. Yeah, as everything has just frozen ever so slightly. Uh-oh.
Congrats on P20. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm back. There we go. We're back. Again, I
Yes.
don't...
It happens.
Every time, it's Kunos. It's just Kunos. Happens with AC, happens with ACC. Everything just freezes.
Kunos doing Kunos things.
Kunos doing Kunos things. I don't know why. I'm so sorry, folks. We are back live.
I was so OP you punted me out the comms booth.
Yeah, pretty much. As that was a race of incredible proportions. We will just play the highlights in the background as we will give you that. Just let's put it in the background as we do recap what has been a fantastic race. Ben, race start was something. Everything looked relatively clean from the get-go, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of compression in the GT4s, but you sort of come to inspect it in the early starts of racing at Monza, don't you? That first chicane does pinch so tightly. You almost wonder if they should do that thing they suggested where they just get rid of the first chicane.
You do wonder, don't you? They
But,
have reprofiled it in real life now, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's ever been that update on ACC. But, yeah, with the sausage curves across it and the tightness of it, it asks for trouble in cars this big and powerful these days.
It does. Just
But great racing up and down the field. A bit of bad-natured door banging, which is always entertaining. Led to a few penalties going into the pit stops.
It did indeed.
But lots of great fighting as well.
Indeed. An example here early in the race, lap 2 for Mato and Ivanov going at it. A very early battle, which was definitely a battle worthy of some of these front runners. You know, these guys always fighting away in the F&M team and the Lukoil esports team always seem to be getting up to something.
Lots. Yeah. I mean, it's a bit harsh that the replays decided to show a GT3 overtaking a GT4 position. I'm not sure what you expected to happen here.
No, exactly. That was actually the position though, wasn't it? That's the thing. It's hard.
Rush did have to start from the back. It's like, yeah, he's overtaken 2 cars in the space of a corner. It's like, yeah, they're in different classes.
Whoopsie doodles. Oh dear lord. But as we said, it was a race of expectations of carnage. We did get it at points, but for the large amount of it, it was, especially later on in the race, we saw some fantastic battles, and we've got to congratulate everyone for taking part. Next week, where are we?
Next week we are at Spa.
Spa.
Always entertaining.
That will be entertaining. High speed circuit, a long lap. Hopefully a bit more space for these guys to do multi-class racing.
Yeah, I think you will have Tom Toseland back with you next week.
Indeed, actually, I might have to have a natter with you about that.
Okay. Right then.
He may have told me at Donington today he might not be free next week. So we will I will definitely be back next week for the penultimate round of season 2.
I might be back next week. Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll see how things go.
Then Luke Sherlock did not enjoy that one bit. We could tell, Luke.
Yeah, it looks like a rough evening in the office, that one.
Big time, bless you. But yeah, Ben, you might have you back next week, depending on your availability, if I ask very nicely.
I'm probably around, if I'm honest.
Cool. Spa-Francorchamps for the penultimate round of the oNiD QRT Cup Championship. We will be back live tomorrow for AC Trucks. Ben, you will be racing in that. Myself
I will be.
And our favourite American, Dominic Barut, will be in the Commons booth bringing all the action from
Jerez.
I want to say Jerez. I knew where it was. I want to say Jerez or Jerez. I'm never sure which one it's.
It is the moto circuit because the chicane was an unnatural abomination before God. So we've taken that away, and we're just going. It's going to be plenty of a good old-fashioned trucking round the Spanish track.
Indeed, and then Tuesday will be us back in the Commons booth hopefully again, Ben, for AMS2.
Yes, that is the plan.
That is the plan. Folks, it's been a pleasure. We will see you same time, same place next week for the penultimate round of this oNiD QRT Championship. We kick off week 7 tomorrow. Thank you very much. Take care. Have a wonderful evening.